Okay, this is Geesisfreak. Welcome to my video.
What would people think when they hear that I'm a Jesus freak? And what will people do when they find that it's true?
I'm gonna do the laughing the hardest part first, and I'm kind of right by where I'm going to be going. So this is a Walmart parking lot. I'm going to go ahead and go over to my laugh the hardest place, and while I'm headed over there, I'll try and give you a little bit of the background of what I'm talking about. This happened about 18 years ago. My wife and I just had our 18-year wedding anniversary, and when we got married, first place we lived at was a little apartment complex over here. Now the Walmart wasn't here at that time. This was just kind of like a field and woods, kind of like that over there. And so these apartments right over here is where we lived at first. And when we went on our honeymoon, we went down to Florida. We actually stayed at her grandparents' place just north of Daytona in a place called Ormond Beach, and then we drove back. And when we drove back, we got home really kind of late the second night. And the place where we lived in was right here in 119. And it was that apartment right back there in the back part of that first section of that unit there. And this is where we parked at and stuff. Went in those doors right there, and in the back part of that. Our windows actually point out the back. And they had all of our gifts stacked in the corner of our apartment there. And when we got home, we got home like at after 11 o'clock midnight or something, and we decided to basically start going through all of the gifts and opening them. And so we did that, and I started rolling video, and I have a video of it. It's on VHS though, and I don't know, I might do like a recording of a recording and try and get a little bit of it in this video.
We got about 40 more to go. No, this is from Shelly and Donovan.
Hold on, this sounds interesting.
Oh,
Here, look at the crosses.
that would go good.
For that one, the present only goes for 2 minutes.
Are you gonna be able to get them back?
Wait, let me fix it. Fix all this stuff. Oh my gosh. You're on it. Oh. Better use it while you can. Oh my goodness. We've only got 3 more. Come on, we can do it.
We got slap happy towards the end, and for all of you guys, whenever you get married, and you start going through all your wedding presents and stuff, obviously if you have a little apartment like what we did, there's really no room to put stuff, and you get all this stuff, and we just started saying, oh well, we'll just put that in the bathroom, kind of jokingly, and it got to the point where there was so much stuff to put into the bathroom, and Donovan and him and Shelly, who were dating at the time, got us a mirror, and you know, I just said, let's put that in the bathroom one too many times, and I just started laughing, just uncontrollably. I'll take you around and show you the other side of it. Yeah, we just found that video not that long ago, and our kids started watching it. If you're familiar with my channel at all, if you've looked at my profile, you'll see that I do have 5 kids, and we like to take videos and stuff, and the kids watch them, and so we had lost this video for quite a while, and we just found it, and the kids were going through it and watching it and looking at it, and they ran across that part where I started laughing, and they were cracking up, laughing themselves. So, but those first 3 windows right there on the lower half, that's where our apartment was. So we just used to look into woods in the back, and then they built the Walmart back there. But that's where it all happened. Matter of fact, we were right in that corner there, the 2 windows, and then right behind where all those electrical meters are is where I was sitting in that room. So that's my laugh the hardest place. And so now I'm gonna head over to the well, it's not really the place where I cried the hardest, but it's the situation that led to me crying the hardest. And we'll head over there, and I'll explain to you what happened over there. This is probably going to be the hardest of the videos that I'm going to have to do. And as I stop for this light, we had a camp out. We had this little group that we had started in our church with all the young boys and stuff, and we decided to have this camp out. And the next day after the camp out, we were all going to go and spend some time at some local parks, kind of having hikes and stuff. And I like to hike. I like to go places, like to walk to get there, like to do all that stuff. And I was there with my son. So we were there, and I'll show you. I'm headed to where that is right now. Okay, so this is the place that I wanted to come to. This is Whitlam Woods, and this was one of the parks that we came to when we were doing our little camp out. And there's some trails back there, and we went on all the trails and everything. The whole group of guys and sons and young men. And this is the first time I've been back here since what happened happened, but we walked quite a ways back and all the way out here, and all of our cars were parked right in here that we had, and there's these restrooms over here, which this wasn't the only place that we wanted to go to that day. This is the first time I've ridden my motorcycle on gravel. It was a rather harrowing experience. When we went to leave, everyone was, a few people were using the restroom, and Norton, my son, asked if he could go ahead and use the restroom, and that's the restroom where he came into. When everyone was done using the restroom, we all kind of were standing out here, and we all got into our cars, and we actually went to another place. Out at the end of this driveway, it's a relatively long driveway, there's some people that go to our church that actually live right across the street from this park, and I'll show you their driveway and stuff. That will be a pivotal piece in what I'm about to share with you, as to how things progressed due to a situation that we had here. But this is the driveway, and it's a fairly long driveway, and this is a relatively secluded area, so obviously there's not a whole lot around here. I mean, if you needed to get somebody, if you needed to find someone, you know, it's definitely not a place that you'd want to be at by yourself. But the very interesting situation is that, see that mailbox right there? And that driveway over there? That is, that's some people that go to our church that live over there. And when we left, we went to another park that's relatively close by. This is kind of a rough road here, so that's Whitlam Woods. This other park over here, it's called Big Creek Park. We all basically piled into the vans and the cars and all that, and drove this way. But I don't know, this is probably about 10-15 minutes from where I live. And you see the sign there for Big Creek. Let me get into my gear here. So we came down that road, and then we came down this road here, and the entrance for Big Creek is just a little ways down this road. So we're kind of a good ways right now from that other park that we were at, and the park entrance is right where that car is coming out of right now. So I'll turn in here, take you back to where we went. So this is Big Creek Park. There's probably going to be some people here. There weren't people at the other place. I don't know about you guys, but I feel funny like talking in my helmet when other people are around me and stuff. There's someone fishing or something. Well, we drove over here, and there's some really nice paths back here. This is really quite a large park, and so we came back here, back in this corner back here, and we all proceeded to get out. We parked right where that Cavalier or Cobalt or whatever it is, the little brown four-door over there. So this is a really nice park. But there's some more bathrooms right there. And I wish there was a shady place to park. Okay, well, back in there, I'll go ahead and turn this off. Back in there is some more trails, and you go down. There's like a long stairway that's down there, and then you kind of go back up the other side and way into the back. And while we're walking back there, one of the guys in our group gets a phone call, and the phone call is that Norton, my son, was left back at the bathroom, and we had probably walked a good 10, 15, 20 minutes into these woods here. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, he got left at this bathroom out here, and how would anybody know about that, and why wouldn't he just come out and come after us? But I come running back out of the woods, and it was right about the time I got up here by where the car was and where the bathroom was, and he wasn't up here, that I realized I hadn't left him up here. I left him back at the other place, back at the other park. See, I can't even talk about it right now, man. So I left him back at that other park. Now, just to give you a little more background on this whole thing, my mom and dad were divorced when I was 2.5 years old, and I never really knew my dad. So I was bound and determined to be like the best father that there was, and do everything I could, and never made my kids feel like they were alone, or that I didn't care about them. And then I'll ride back over to the other place, but I really felt like I had totally failed. I had totally failed my kids, totally failed Norton, my son. I had felt like I had totally failed him. And so I'm flying out of this parking lot, totally not totally disregarding all the the proper traffic and safety laws. because I realized that I had left him quite a ways away. You know, I always find it funny when you see people that are dressed like that on. Now it's a dirt bike, but he has a helmet on, shorts and no shirt. You know, I always think, well, my goodness, at least I'll find his head. You know, my wife and I always joke about that. And you know, I'm not one of those people that I'll leave it up to you guys. You know, if you ride with gear, you ride without gear. I'm riding with gear. I just have regular shoes and just jeans on, but you know, it's in the low 80s and very humid here. So, but when you find someone that rides like that, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But so I'm flying back here, back to this place I was just at, realizing that I had left my son back here at this other park. And you see, there were so many people in my van, and so many young boys, and nobody was like, "Hey, where's your son?" And I was never like that. I told him to go ahead and use the restroom, and I guess I just didn't realize he had never come out. And then everybody got in our vans, and we left. And I didn't realize that he wasn't with us for probably close to a half an hour or more, because he basically came out of that bathroom and we were gone. And he hollered out for us, and over and over again, and we weren't there. I wasn't there. And he walked down this road. He walked down this driveway, not realizing what had happened. And you know, I can't really say what he experienced, but he told me that later on he said that there was a car that came down here, and I'm assuming they would have seen him, but they didn't stop. They didn't ask him what was wrong. They didn't. And you know, what you guys all believe about God and about all that stuff, you know, it's going to be between you and God. Whatever it is that you decide is what you believe, that's going to be what you guys have to believe. But I truly believe that the Lord probably blinded those people to the fact that my son was walking down this road distraught and alone and lost. Why that is, I don't really know. In my heart of hearts, I think that had they seen him, they may not have been nice to him. I'm not sure. But the memories of this time come back and they haunt me every once in a while, and I'll be standing there and all of a sudden I'll just well up with tears, and there's been some nights where I have woke up and I was experiencing that alone feeling that he must have been experiencing, and to this day I will still weep about it. I will still cry, and even now, and this was several years ago that this happened, and although he seems fine and he's forgiven me, and you know, the people that live across the street, when he got to the end of the road and was continuing to holler and cry out, they were at home and they had their windows open and they heard him hollering and they recognized his voice. And they're like, that sounds like so-and-so. And the husband came out, found my son at the end of the driveway to this place, and was able to rescue him. Someone who would take care of him and help him and knew who he was. I've only, there was one time when I was a relatively new father and my wife a new mother, when we walked at church. We got the baby carrier out, set the baby carrier down, and we got about, several steps away from the car when we realized nobody had the baby carrier, and there it is sitting by the car. And, that was devastating enough, but to have what happened in this situation happen, that was like a totally different thing. So, but he's forgiven me. I know that God has forgiveness, but it should be a lesson to all of us how quickly things can change and how our attention can get diverted for just a moment and change our lives entirely. Hopefully, not only do you see the necessity for paying attention and keeping alert, but the fact that God protected and preserved my son in a situation like that and put people in exactly the right spot to protect him even when I couldn't, when it was my fault. So, but that's that situation. That was it's the thing that I've cried about the most, that I've wept about the most, and I continue to weep about it. And so I guess that's that.